Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today is day 14 of my 29-day challenge. I'm still here in Tampa, Florida, having a great time with my friend, a little spring break. And before I go on to Austin, Texas. So on Wednesday, I'm flying to Austin, Texas for the Growth Day conference, 4-day conference. So today's challenge is called the beachfront patio. And so David Nurse talks about how he's working for the Nets, and the Nets went from one of the worst teams in three-point shooting to one of the best. And he feels like, he's unstoppable and he's going to continue his career there. But a new coach gets hired, and the new coach brings in his best friend, and basically he gets fired. And he didn't expect that, and he gets, he's crushed, and he loses his job as the shooting coach. And he thinks that he loses his dream job, but he realizes that you never really lose your dream job. You lose the jobs that you thought were your dream. You don't get dumped by your soulmate. You get dumped by the people you thought were your soulmate. So the rejection is the best way of finding out what you really want and what you really have been put on this earth for. So when one door closes, everyone knows that another door opens. He says, well, 4 more doors open, and a beachfront patio. So when he got fired, he ended up pivoting, and he found and built a new career on speaking, on motivating, writing books, and he developed closer and more genuine relationships with the NBA players than he would have as just a shooting coach. And so when that door closed in his life, 4 more doors opened. So today's blueprint action plan, he's got a picture of 2 doors, and in door number 1, we're gonna write down something the last time that we felt really shut down. And in another door number 2, we're gonna write down another situation which was further in the past when it seemed like a door to our dreams was slammed. And then he wants us to think about these situations and below them write down the benefits that came from that rejection. So I started with door number 2, which was more in the past, and I wrote down that a door that slammed in my face was me moving to Canada. I was supposed to move to Canada with my stepbrother and have a life out there. And that all came crashing down when I was not admitted into Canada. And so I ended up having to stay in the States, and my stepbrother moved out there alone. And I had just met my wife, Karina. Well, at the time, she was just my girlfriend. We just started dating. And she was not about to pick up everything and move to Canada with me. And so because that didn't work out, I ended up staying in New York, and I stayed with her, and we got married, have a family, and beautiful kids. That probably would not have happened had I moved to Canada. Number 2, I became independent. So instead of being with my stepbrother or depending on family, I was able to find my own footing, finish college, and become independent. And number 3, I ended up getting a job as a handyman, and I worked there for 4 years, and it was the most stable job I've ever had up until that point in my life. The first door, which was more recent that closed, was me starting my legal career. So I passed my bar. It was hard to find the job. I found the job. It was hard to grow, and I couldn't get any momentum. And so I decided that to pivot and open my construction company. Now, I wouldn't have done that had my legal career took off like I imagined it would have, or I imagined it was supposed to. And so I ended up going into my own business, but which was a blessing in disguise because I worked locally. I don't have to work 70, 80 hours a week. I spend a lot more time with my kids, and I got entrepreneurial experience, which I would not have gotten had I worked for somebody else the last 5 or 6, 7 years. A door shuts in your face. It's a helping hand to you to find your actual destiny, because that means that wasn't where you were supposed to be. And so now it's, well, go and find out where you belong. So when he got fired from the Nets, he ended up sitting on patio facing the beach and writing books.